everyone, welcome to my channel GS Veda. Today I am going to discuss with you all about the most important topic of our Indian history, that is the Indus civilization or the Harappan civilization. It is the earliest known urban culture of our subcontinent. As this chapter is little bit longer, I will divide it into three parts. In the first two parts, I will discuss about the various concepts and the related facts, and in the third part, I will discuss some previous year's questions. So, let's begin. So, before starting the class, I would like to give you a little background about how we came to know about this civilization. So, it was around mid-19th century when the Britishers were laying railway lines for the very first time in Punjab. The engineers working there came across the site of Harappa, which is now in present-day Pakistan. For them, those buildings seemed like a rich source of ready-made and high-quality bricks. So without realizing the archaeological importance of that place, they destroyed the buildings and used those bricks in building the railway lines. It was only a few years later, in the early decades of the 20th centuries, seals and various similar artifacts were discovered at the sites of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro by archaeologists such as Dayaram Sahini and Rakhaldas Banerjee in the layers which are much older than the early historic period. It was then the archaeological significance of this place was realized, and based on these finds in 1924, John Marshall, the then Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India, announced the discovery of a new civilization in the Indus Valley to the world. So, this is how we come to know about the Indus Valley civilization. It was earlier known as the Indus Valley civilization. Now let me give you a rough idea about the Indus Valley. You can see here, this is the Indus River. It originates from the Tibetan Plateau. Then it flows through India and entering Pakistan, it drains into the Arabian Sea. And its major tributaries are the Jhelum, this one Chenab, Ravi, Bias is somewhere near here, and Sutlej. These are the major tributaries of the Indus River. There are other tributaries also, but these are the main tributaries. Now you can see the many of the sites like this one Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Kot Diji, Chanu-daro, Amri, then Balakot. These were situated by the river Indus and its tributaries. So, this civilization was named as the Indus Valley civilization. But as of now, more and more sites are found away from the Indus River, such as Rakhigari, Banawali, Kalibangan, then Nageshwar, Lothal, Rangpur, then Dholavira. As these are found away from the Indus Valley, so now this civilization is known as the Indus civilization. It is also known as Harappan civilization. You can see here Harappa is in here. Harappa in the map. It is situated on the banks of the river Ravi. Now, since Harappa was the first site to be discovered in 1921 by Dayaram Sahini, this civilization is also known as the Harappan civilization. Is it clear? So, I have already explained this why it is called Indus civilization now and Harappan civilization. So, the expected period of this civilization is from 2600 BC to 1900 BC, that is before Christ, and it is found by radiocarbon dating method. Okay, there were pre-Harappan culture also, then mature Harappan culture and late Harappan culture. The Harappan civilization, that is the Harappan civilization that we study is the mature Harappan culture. The pre-Harappan culture as well as the late Harappan culture is backward or rural from the mature Harappan culture. It is the mature Harappan culture that urbanized and formed a civilization. This mature Harappan culture belongs to the Bronze Age. The pre-Harappan culture as well as the late Harappan culture belongs to the Chalcolithic age. Okay, so Harappan civilization that we are studying is the mature Harappan culture. I hope it is clear now. Okay, now geographical spread. Let me show it to you on the map. So you can see that there this Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Amri, Balakot, Chanudaro, Kot Dizi, Sutka Gendor. Okay, these were in Pakistan. Others such as Rakhigari, Banawali, Kalibangan, Dholavira, Lothal, Rangpur, Nageshwar, these were in India. And some sites were in Afghanistan also. Few sites, not many. Now questions come. Mohenjo-daro. Yeah, Mohenjo-daro is in which country now? Okay, and your answer will be Pakistan. Harappa is also in Pakistan. Then Chanudaro is also in Pakistan. Now, if you go to memorize this, then you will not remember. Okay, you will forget. So go through the maps. Then it will be easy for you to keep it in mind. See, the westernmost extension, that is the westernmost side is Sutka Gendor. Then the northernmost side is Manda, it is in Jammu and Kashmir. Then the easternmost side is in Alamgirpur in Uttar Pradesh, and the southernmost side is in Daimabad, it is in northern Maharashtra. Okay, now please pay attention. When questions come, name the largest site of Indus civilization, then most of you might think that it is Mohenjo-daro, because in most of the books it is given Mohenjo-daro only, but actually it is Rakhigari now. Okay, Rakhigari in the Hisar district of Haryana is the largest site of Indus civilization. It is in India. The second largest site of Indus civilization is Mohenjo-daro, not the largest site. Please keep in mind. If the question comes, the largest site of Indus civilization outside India, then your answer will be Mohenjo-daro. Okay. Now let us see some of the important features of the Harappan civilization. The Harappan civilization was very unique in their town planning. They had a systematic town planning. The cities were divided into two parts, western part and eastern part. The western part was higher but smaller in size, and the eastern part was lower but larger in size. In the western parts there were some important buildings also. I'm just showing you, okay, so that you can understand. And the eastern part was inhabited by the common people. This western part, the scholars or the archaeologists named it as the citadel, and the eastern part they named it as the lower town. Another important feature of this civilization is the use of baked bricks. Walls of baked bricks were built around each part. That is, walls of baked bricks physically separated the citadel from the lower town. Now see, roads and streets were laid out along Greek pattern, that is the chessboard model. The roads and streets intersect each other at right angles. Is it clear? That is the Greek pattern. They also had a very unique drainage system. Their drains were covered with inspection hose to clean it from time to time. Again, the drains in the houses were connected to those in the streets. See how systematic the town was. Okay. Even it was even it was the earliest cities, but it was very advanced. The houses were either 1 or 2 stories. Then most of the houses had bathrooms. See, they had bathrooms also. It was the earliest civilization, but they knew um, to take care of health and sanitation also. Then comes the crafts. Now several important crafts flourished in the Harappan civilization, like bead making, shell cutting, metal works, then shield making, weight making, pottery, and terracotta figurines, as well as spindle wheels. Now beads were made of a beautiful red stone known as carnelian. Some were made up of a stone named as steatite. Some other materials also were used, but I am just mentioning this two because these two are important. Then seals were made from a stone named as steatite. Weights were made from another stone named as chat. Now let me show you it in the in pictures. Okay, these are the stones you can see. The stones were cubical in nature. The stone weights, these were cubical in nature. See how skillfully they have made it. Then comes the pottery. Red pottery. The potteries were red in color with black designs. You can see here. Then comes the bead making. See the red stone. This is known as carnelian. Then these are the stone blades. Okay, and this one is the stone statue. This is made of steatite. You can see how skillful they were in making the crafts. Then comes the agriculture. Now how do we come to know about the agriculture? Because the archaeologists have found traces of grains in some parts. Then a terracotta model of plough has been found in Banawali in Haryana. And a ploughed field is also found at Kalibangan in Rajasthan. So from here we can say that they practiced agriculture. They were the earliest to produce cotton in the world. And the main crops they cultivated were wheat, barley, rice, mustard, sesame, and cotton. There were some others also, but I mentioned only a few. Okay, rice was mostly cultivated in Lothal, and it was rarely used. Besides the domesticated animals also, like oxen, buffalo, goats, sheep, and there were other animals also like rhinoceros, then tiger, dog, cat, elephant, humped bull. Humped bull was very important for them because it is depicted in most of the seals. Okay, and this civilization was not horse-centered because not many evidences of horse has been found. Then comes the script. They invented the art of writing also. Their script was first noticed in 1853, but the complete script was discovered in 1923. Since this script is not deciphered yet, we cannot judge about their contribution to literature, nor we can say anything about their ideas and beliefs. Once the script is deciphered, it will help us to know more about them. Okay, this script is the oldest script. Harappan script is the oldest script in our subcontinent. It is pictographic in nature. See, you can see here, this pictographic in nature. And the oldest deciphered script in our Indian subcontinent is the Brahmi script. The Harappan script is written from right to left and then from left to right. Then comes the trade. Extensive regional and foreign trade flourished. The things that the Harappans made required raw materials which were not available locally. Many items such as copper, tin, gold, silver, precious stones were brought from different places. Now copper, it is believed that copper was brought from Oman and Khetri regions of Rajasthan. Then lapis lazuli and tin was brought from Afghanistan, and gold from South India, etc. There are many, but I have mentioned only a few. Okay. Now, how do we know that there was trade relations, foreign trade relations also? Though it is doubtful, we can in Mesopotamia, Harappan seals were found in some Mesopotamian sites. Then in Oman, a large Harappan jar was also found. From here, we can say that there might have been trade relations with these places. Now, since no coins has been found, the method of exchange is supposed to be the barter system. So today we will stop here only. Otherwise the video will become very long and you will get bored. It is mostly related to facts only, these chapters. There is no story to tell here. In the next video we will discuss about the religious practices, then the administration, and we will discuss about some of the important Harappan sites. We will discuss about these are very factual in nature, but you have to go through it because these are the questions that are asked in these exams. Okay, you have to learn these facts. So we are going to discuss it in our next video. Till then, revise whatever I have taught, and if you like the video, please like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching.